All right, today we are diving into a true giant of English literature. We're talking about a man whose real life was just as revolutionary, just as tragic, and, ultimately, as triumphant as his incredible poetry. The one and only John Milton.
And let's just jump right in with a line that pretty much sums up Milton's entire life. It's spoken by his unforgettable character Satan in Paradise Lost. And, it's the ultimate statement of defiance when you're facing total and complete defeat. That's a theme we're going to see again and again.
So, to really get a handle on Milton's genius, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll look at his life in these 5 stages. It's a heck of a story. A young prodigy, a fierce revolutionary, and then finally, a blind prophet who created his greatest works right from the ashes of his world.
First things first, to get Milton, you have to get the world he lived in. We're talking about 17th century England, which was, it was a time of massive political and religious chaos.
And really, that's no exaggeration. Milton wasn't just some guy watching history happen from the sidelines. No, he was an active, passionate player in the game. His life is so wrapped up in England's story, you just can't untangle the two.
What's wild is how his life almost perfectly mirrors England's own drama. It's like a 3-act play. Act 1, he's the ambitious young poet while tensions are rising in the country. Act 2, he becomes the revolutionary, right in the thick of the Civil War. And Act 3, he's the blind prophet, living in defeat after the monarchy comes back.
So let's start with that first act. We meet a young John Milton. He's this brilliant scholar, and he is absolutely sure he's destined to write the next great English epic poem. And you can just feel that ambition and a little anxiety right here in a sonnet he wrote when he was only 23. He's already worried that time is slipping by, that he hasn't created the masterpiece he feels burning inside him. I mean, talk about pressure.
But that great epic, it was going to have to wait. Because as England spiraled into civil war, Milton made a very deliberate choice. He put his poetry on hold to join the fight. Not with a sword, but with his pen, which was arguably even sharper.
For almost 2 decades, he essentially became the lead propagandist for the parliamentary cause against the king. He had this deep belief that before you can have great art, you must have liberty. So for 20 years, he poured every ounce of his energy into political arguments.
And he was incredibly organized about it. He built his entire argument around what he called 3 species of liberty. First, fighting the tyranny of the church. Second, fighting for freedom in your own home, which included the super radical idea of divorce back then. And third, fighting for the right of a people to get rid of a king and start a republic.
Now, this dedication brought him to this incredible, life-altering moment. His eyesight was already going bad from all the years of nonstop reading and writing. And his doctors told him flat out, if you write this next piece, this massive defense of the king's execution, it will cost you your sight completely. And get this, it wasn't an accident, it was a choice, a deliberate sacrifice. He chose his political cause over his ability to see. He finished the work, and just like the doctor said, it left him in total darkness.
You can just feel him grappling with this devastating new reality in this famous sonnet. He's asking, how can I serve God now? My one talent, my gift for writing, it seems useless without sight. But he doesn't end in despair. He finds this profound, hard-won sense of peace.
And that brings us to the final and frankly the most incredible act of his life. It's 1660. The monarchy is back, Milton is blind, his political cause is completely crushed, and because he was such a famous supporter of the revolution, his life is in serious danger. So it's from this place of absolute ruin, he's lost his sight, his cause, his money, that he finally goes back to that epic poem he dreamed of as a young man. And he dictates it, line by line, from memory, in the dark. And out of that darkness, he creates not one, but 2 masterpieces. Paradise Lost tells the ultimate story of defeat, how we lost paradise. But then, he follows it up with Paradise Regained, which is his deeply personal answer for how you can win it back, not in the world, but inside yourself. And it all boils down to this one beautiful, powerful idea delivered right as Adam and Eve are being kicked out of Eden. After Milton failed to build a political paradise on earth, he finds the real answer. The only paradise that can never be taken away from you is the one you build inside your own mind.
So after all that, what do we take away from this incredible life? Well, his legacy is just as huge and complex as his poetry.
I mean, He gave us Paradise Lost, a poem that literally reshapes the English language. His political writing helped lay the groundwork for our modern ideas of free speech. He became the ultimate symbol of resilience, the artist who creates his best work not in spite of suffering, but because of it. And of course, he created one of the most compelling, charismatic, and complicated characters in all of literature with his version of Satan.
At the end of the day, Milton's life really leaves us with this powerful question. He lost his sight, he lost his political dreams, he lost his place in the world. But in all that darkness, he found a light and created a universe that will last forever. A paradise within, happier far.